Liverpool versus everybody. We are back. Man, James and Gary here with me just to talk London business trip, and I think it's probably safe to say there's a bit of nerves going around the camp, supporter-wise, and I think you can't knock anybody for having that. As the points get smaller, me and James were just talking about, it gets a little nervy, and also with Gomez learning that recently that he's probably going to have an extended timeout is a bit of an issue. So, James, I'll come to you first. On this game against West Ham, we've seen what West Ham has done all season. I think they're probably maybe slightly better than they were the first game of the season we played them. But I still believe it's a game where we can get a similar result. What do you think?
Yeah. I think you look at the last 4 or 5 games, it's been all gun blazing. So I expect us to really go out there and put in a performance that not only get 3 points, but to shut up all these little dickheads on social media, all these pundits saying, the wheels are falling off. Or, I saw them 2 guys that do the work in Arabia now, Michael Keys and the other bowl guy, man. They'll say they both predicted Andy Gray, man. So, I think they need to do that. The players need to do that. The players need to remind themselves we are 4 or 5 top 20 Ballon d'Or players in our squad. That's who we are. We are Liverpool FC. We're finalists of the Champions League last year, top of the league. We're going to make this 3-4-0. And I think the fans need that too. The cop was shocking last week. It was quiet. We passed on nerves to the team. Obviously, we are nervous. This is the best position we've been in 29 years. So I think I want to go there and get a 3-4-0. Big win, man. I don't want to see but most importantly, 3 points, obviously. But yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, Gary?
Yeah, I mean tonight's a big game, obviously, because Leicester was a bit disappointed, especially with the attacking players that we had in the field with Keita, Shaqiri, the front 3, Salah, Firmino, Mane. I mean, when I first saw that team, I was like, yeah, you know what? We've got all these attacking players. We should be fine. We get the early goal, and from then on, it's like the players just couldn't give a shit anymore. They were just passing sideways. It's just too safe, way too safe. Not enough risks taken. I mean, it would have been a 1-0 game if Robertson doesn't commit like that and goes and fouls Pereira, because Wijnaldum's literally got him covered. So I don't know what Robertson's doing there on the edge of half time. I mean, the referee was shocking, of course he was, but it's still not an excuse for the poor performance that we saw on Wednesday. You know what I mean? I mean, you can say the ref was poor, and he was, but at the same time, you have to look at our performance and also say that, be fair and say that it was poor, because it was. There was not enough energy in our play. We weren't passing the ball, as I said, forwards. It was just backwards. Mane was literally the only player that looked like he was going to make something happen.
Yeah, man.
Mane was so good in that match. And it's like a common pattern. I mean, it's like when Mane plays as well, Salah and Firmino, when Mane has a brilliant game, Salah and Firmino have like poor games or average ones. When Salah Firmino play well, it's like Mane has that, he's left out a bit. I mean, I can name a few. I mean, PSG away where Mane won the penalty. He always looked dangerous, and Salah Firmino quiet. It's like Arsenal away, for example, as well. When Salah Firmino were poor, Mane was the one that looked quite good in that game, created a goal as well. So there's no need to overreact right now. I mean, I'm hearing some fans saying, yeah, these are the sorts of games you have to win. We've won these sorts of games. That's why we're top of the league. We've won these sorts of games. I mean, yeah, we're disappointed that we drew and we could have got 7 points clear, but at the same time, we have to be real here. Where if we win tonight, we're 5 points clear again. And as I said, if you look at that at the start of the season, everyone would bite your hand off if someone offered you that. So we have to be real here, and we are going to drop points. The first points we dropped against the team outside the top 6, outside the top 5, because we've been United as well. So yeah, exactly. So and this is what happens when you beat the smaller teams. You most of the time, and you don't lose your away games against the big teams. You're top of the league, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and math is really unfair. You look at the table and you see how many games Spurs have lost, but yet they're right close to it. That's unbelievable. I hate that. I know we got our draws, but you look at the numbers, you look at the losses these other teams have, and it seems almost unfair that they're that close to us. But I like the positivity from both of you guys. I spoke about Gomez briefly. That's a blow. That's a blow, and only Lord knows how long that's going to be for him to come out.
I'm gonna have to cut off. Someone just knocked at the door. I'll be back.
Good. That's fine. That's fine. So it's definitely frustrating that's happening with Gomez. I think Matip and Lavin together is going to bring some unrest, I think, in the fans, because it's not a duo that we've become used to and safe with, I should say, comfortable with. If one of them are with Van Dijk, that's one thing, but together, just not a back two duo that we're really that comfortable with. In this game against West Ham, Gerri, does Milner come back in as a right back for you, or is it Camacho?
Yeah. Nah, pretty straightforward. James Milner comes back in at right back. Obviously, Jordan Henderson played at right back. I thought it probably would have been Ronaldo because he's a bit more versatile compared to Henderson. But I could see why Klopp put Henderson there. And listen, he didn't have a bad game. I know some fans were getting on his back a lot. I mean, but that's pretty normal. I mean, you know me, you know my feelings of Henderson. I don't think he's top level, top class, quality, world class footballer. But he does a job. You can slot him in a few games. He's reliable for some of these games, so it's not a problem really. But defensively, he didn't have a good time, to be quite honest. He put a few big crosses in the box, but he didn't do too much wrong, didn't he? I mean, so I don't know why. I think just fans looking to pick on someone for the result. And did you say about Milner right back? Yeah, Milner right back.
Yeah.
I think Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. And I think midfield here, what I'm seeing is possibly Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson. And I don't know where we're gonna create chances with that midfield. To be quite honest with you, all I can see is left, right, sideways passing. I don't think anyone's. I mean, Fabinho is probably the most advanced midfielder in terms of his forward passing. But to be honest with you, I think we're gonna have to play. I think at least Naby Keita tonight. He needs to start the next 2 games. West Ham away, Bournemouth home. We have to give him game time now. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have to get him into a rhythm, which he's gaining more confidence. Because with Keita, I don't know if you noticed against Leicester the other night, but his passing is way too safe. It's all confidence. Yeah. It's all confidence. Literally, it's all confidence because his passing was way too safe. He wasn't. As soon as he makes that run into the box, I wish he scored that goal. That little 1-2 he made, because it's typical Naby Keita. What we've seen at Leipzig.
And that was so frustrating. I'm glad you said that, because that was almost like a highlight reel that you see on YouTube. Exactly what he was doing at RB, amongst other things. But that was clearly vintage Naby. And as much as that, we all know what it was. It should have been a pin, but I almost feel like he probably could have had a chance to shoot the ball before he, even got fouled.
Yeah.
He had a chance. But again, with Naby, he's more of a confidence player, and I just wish that, he's a talented dude. I just want him to really, really harness that and just play free. I don't know if, because we all know that I think the fans and their kind of nervousness, that there is a time, there are times where it kind of translates to the players, and that's just unfortunate, but they're human. It happens. I'm hoping away from home. I think we travel pretty well as far as the fan base, and sadly, in that big stadium, which almost feels like a neutral ground than West Ham's home patch. But I feel like hopefully away from home, he can get a little bit more confidence on that big pitch, enjoys football, and to just play like he knows he can play. Because I'm glad to hear you and other people still pulling for Naby, and as far as putting him in the starting 11 and not giving up on him, because I think a lot of people are fair not. So
because I mean, you saw after the game on Twitter, I was very critical of him after Palace at home, because I was just it just wasn't good. I mean, especially against Wan-Bissaka down that right hand side. I mean, it's always going to end one way. He was always going to get pocketed by Wan-Bissaka. The speed of Aaron, the physicality of him, the intelligence as well on a 1-on-1. He was always going to get the better of him. That's why down that left hand side, it was just completely useless putting him there against him. But I don't know. It just wasn't. Leicester was a better performance than a 2 against Wijnaldum. But at the same time, again, too safe. You can see that he doesn't want to misplace a pass, or he'll be down again. He doesn't want to lose the ball in possession or take a bad shot. He needs to be more brave, and that will only come with games, more and more games. If he's on a bench, it's not going to do anything. It's only going to come with more and more games confidence. I mean, Klopp said he was doing good in training, but Training's training.
Apparently he's been lights
Yeah.
out, but yeah, that's just
On the
training.
pitch is in front of 54,000 against the opposition team in such an important match. Few important matches that we have coming up now. Every match is important. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game. So you know what I mean? You can see Kate is such a good player because you can see the way he moves, the way he strides into midfield. You know, we want to see more of those forward runs he made, more of those supporting the front three. You know, getting goals. He hasn't even scored a goal for yet. Has he even made an assist in the Premier League? He hasn't done that yet. You know what I mean? I expected more from Keita, to be honest. I thought he would have settled in quicker than Fabinho. You know, Keita started well. Fabinho didn't really get a look in. Now it's gone the other way around. Fabinho settled in quicker than Keita, which I'm a bit surprised because Fabinho looked quite slow in pre-season compared to Naby Keita. So, you know, I think it's all about time. It's all about timing. But I just want him. I hope the next couple of games, I hope he starts them because we need to use him now because, you know, Shaqiri's been a bit poor recently. You know, some people say he's a bit off the bench, but I think Keita, he's the link from our midfield to the attack that we need because he's got the right balance. Because Shaqiri, you can say he's a bit more forward, thinking forward. Keita can also he's brilliant on the midfield three on the left-hand side. Yeah, like we saw at the start of the season. You know, so it's all about us giving him more game time.
Yeah, and I think more game time in the middle of the park. I really don't want to see him on that left anymore. And I think the more games Klopp can give him in the middle, the better for us. And I think it'll quote unquote click sooner than later. And again, the more you play him, the better off will be. When you keep sitting them and bringing them back on, bringing them back on, that's not great. So I'm really happy that Klopp obviously sees it the way some of us see it. At least some of us who think Naby should keep playing is that you play him in the form, and then we'll be fine. And I think while Ox is out, he is that guy. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's probably the best we have as far as driving forward with the ball, carrying the ball. Fabinho can do it, and that was probably a surprising thing that I saw with him. But I think Naby is that dude for right now while Ox is out.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him. There's a comment earlier in the chat about West Ham having kind of more so individual players that can hurt us. But for me, I don't really see a lot coming from them. Arnautovic is probably going to be hurt. I think Antonio, he's got some pace and he's hurt us from time to time in the past.
Not got a very good footballing brain, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of like that Traore
guy. He just knock the ball forward and run.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what he does. So
I think it should be right.
I think we're probably dodging a bullet. We're not going to be going up against another Zaha against Milner. So although I do think Felipe Anderson is a decent player, but yeah, no, I think we should be fine. There was a shout in here of a 3-0, and I was thinking the same. I'm confident in this game. I mean, that'll be fine too.
It suits us, doesn't it? I think West Ham's not a very. I think they try to play this defensive style of football. It doesn't work with them. They're going to open up. I mean, remember last season when we beat them 4-1 away from home with a 4-4-2 of Firmino and Salah up front, Oxen right on the left. We had Mane and the two we had Wijnaldum and Chan. You know, that worked quite well, didn't it? We just kept hitting them on the counter. They got forward. The match started opening up a bit more, and we ended up beating them 4-1. The last four games, let's not forget, 4-0, 4-1, 4-1, 4-0. So on aggregate, last four games, 16-2.
16, yeah, that's crazy.
16-2. So
I mean, it's good that we score a lot of goals against this team.
Yeah, at that London stadium, it's a big pitch, and it suits us, doesn't it? I mean, we can open the game up, we can stretch it out, and I think what's key tonight is we need to use the fullbacks more. Robertson, Milner, or Mane, or Salah, whoever's playing. We need to stretch the pitch. Sometimes I'm a bit critical because look, against Leicester at home, we were 1-1, and there was just there wasn't that plan B. We weren't getting enough crosses in the box. If you get crosses in the box, you can get a rebound or a header into the box, or shoot. We don't even shoot enough. Like against Leicester, I don't remember one player getting a shot on goal. Tottenham needed a goal against Newcastle. What did Heung-min Son do? He got the ball and he shot from outside the box. It wasn't the best of shots, but the brush just spilled it. And you never know, if you keep shooting, you get rebounds, you get tappings, you get a brilliant goal. You just never know. We need to shoot more. We need to be a bit more brave, a bit more direct than Leicester game. And we didn't do it enough. We didn't get enough crosses into the box as well.
Yeah,
test Leicester.
it felt like the players were feeding into that. Oh, it's snowing and shit, so we'll just get this
Yeah,
draw and that'll be this. And that really frustrated me. And I think in a game like that, you probably should have put Origi in. Origi could have come in with the height.
I don't know
And
why. I don't know
why
why
wasn't
Daniel
Van
Sturridge
Dyke
came
going?
on.
Why wasn't Van Dyke pushed up into the box? I mean, I don't. It just didn't make sense to me. But you're
Yeah.
right. We didn't
First of
take a
all,
lot of chances in that game.
yeah. First of all, we did. I don't know why we put Adam Lallana. I know we had all
Oh
our
God,
players
don't
on the
get me
pitch,
started
but
on that.
why are we putting Adam Lallana on? We might as well put Lazar Markovic on the pitch. He's as much useful as he's as
Yeah.
much useful as Adam Lallana. I don't know what he brings to this side. Honestly, he's absolutely finished this player. We need to. I knew it in the summer. I said I don't know why we're keeping him. Get him off the books. You might as well sell him and get someone else, or just keep Harry Wilson or anyone because he's just useless. He doesn't offer anything to us. And I don't know why Daniel Sturridge came on. I thought Divock Origi, a bit of presence up there to compete with Maguire and Evans.
He should have
You
been.
know,
Origi should have come on before Sturridge. That
I
made
don't.
no sense to
Yeah,
me.
Origi didn't come on at all, did he?
No, and
No, he didn't come
that's
on at all.
beyond bizarre, man. I don't get
Yeah,
that.
and sometimes, as I said, Llorente. You see how Llorente got that goal. Sometimes you have
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
a bit dirty as well. Be a
yeah,
bit dirty. You know
yeah.
how United used to. You know how United used to play back in the day. They used to bring on all these big lumps or just shove balls into the box. Llorente's coming for Spurs now. Giroud for Arsenal, and it wins
Mhm.
you games because ball. It doesn't let you get organised as defenders. If you're passing side to side and always looking to get down the middle, like we were doing 94th minute, Leicester was so comfortable in that match. That's one of the easiest points they've had all season because all they did was stay in shape because all we were doing was slow, too many touches on the ball, slow football. That's why it was easy for Leicester. All they have to do is just shift across when it went right, shift back across when it went left. That's why it was just so easy for them. And I'm a bit disappointed with that result because I thought
I
played
think we
after.
lost. Oh, go ahead.
Right. Hello?
I think we lost you there for a second, but go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So I got a call.
It's okay.
But yeah, as you said, as I said, sorry, it was just I said the players are off for it for 5 minutes, and the rest of the match, the rest of the 85, 90 minutes, they just fell asleep, completely fell asleep, and looked like they couldn't give a shit. I mean, the
Yeah,
players had a chance to go 7 points clear, and when you look at this now, look, 7 points clear. The difference between obviously 2 points difference is a big difference, right? And as I said, I know they're gonna drop points, and that's why I'm being harsh, but at the same time, I'm a bit critical because it was such a big opportunity for us to grasp on. Because look, if you go to Old Trafford now, say City beat Everton away and Chelsea at home, which they probably should do anyway. They beat that, they get 2 points behind us with goal difference. 2 points behind us, but we
yeah.
have the game in hand again, which is at Old Trafford away. And if we go to Old Trafford away and get a point, which is always a good point at Old Trafford away, we go to Old Trafford away, get a point, the gap's 3 points, and we've got the same amount of games. But if we beat Leicester, we'd have a gap of 5 points if we'd got a draw at Old Trafford away, for
Yeah.
example. If we were to win you know what I mean? It's that little gap, that little difference that every little point, how can I say, every little point, every 1 point releases a bit of pressure on your shoulders when you have a bit more freedom going into the game. We need to make it
Yeah.
as easier as possible for ourselves, Aaron, because it doesn't matter how bad Cardiff is or how bad Huddersfield are, but how bad Fulham are. We'll beat those teams 4-0 or 3-0 at the start of the season, but it doesn't matter how good you are, those games will always be the hardest in March and April. Doesn't matter how bad the teams you're playing, they'll always be the toughest because that's where the pressure, that's where the expectancy will be on us to go win those games and get the 3 points and win the title. That's what I'm saying. Let's make it as easier as possible for ourselves and see what happens because
Yeah.
City are going to go for it now. City are going to go for it now. They're going to give everything they have. In these last 13 games, is it 13 games for them, 14 for us? They're going to give
Yeah.
everything. It's on us now to put that Leicester result behind us and just keep on winning now. Beat West Ham, go beat Bournemouth. Nice little break again for Bayern. Again, they had 11 days rest against for the Leicester game. What happened there? They didn't look like they're up for it. 11
Strange.
days rest, nice
Strange.
and fresh, and they come back and they look like they played a day ago.
Yeah, it's strange. Here's the thing for me. I think City. This is my opinion, and I think City are going to drop much more points than we will for the rest of the season. This is my
100%.
opinion. So I mean, yes, you say they'll go for it, sure they will, but again, one thing that people aren't talking about is, Pep has never chased, and when he has, he's been
Yeah,
knocked
yeah,
out. So
yeah.
I think that's something you got to really think about, and you can
That,
tell
that's why
in
that,
their
that,
players.
that
Yeah,
that's why I think we'll win it, Aaron. That's what I'm saying. That's why I
yeah,
do think
yeah,
we'll win the Premier League. But I wanted to. I don't want this just oh what if and all this stuff. Let's make it as easy as possible for ourselves now, and let's focus on the Premier League right now. I want the Champions League too. I want everything because I'm a fan right now. And
yeah.
the Champions League bigger than FA Cup. That's why I'd be a bit disappointed if we go up. But right now, I just want this Premier League. Then we can start. You can take a deep breath as a football club, as fans, and say, right, we've got this Premier League. Let's build as a football. Let's go for the League Cup. Let's go for the FA Cup. Let's go for this. Let's go for that. Let's add it in the summer. You know what I mean? We're so desperate for this Premier League trophy. We're so desperate. I mean, 29
Mhm.
years now. You know what I mean? 29 years. That's so long for a club like Liverpool Football Club. Leicester City won it before us. All these teams have won it before us. Just embarrassing for a club like Liverpool Football Club. But yeah, as you said, you can talk about the Pep thing. Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. No, I appreciate your passion and how you feel about the team. I think you're very much so right. I think more than any other time, this is probably the most important time to win this league. I say that because for us to kind of be back into that pool of getting the players we want, the high class, the high caliber players, we
Mm.
have to be winning and not lose the players we have now. We have to be winning. We have to. And so I think
Hello.
obviously that obviously that league is so important.
Oh wait.
So yeah, excited about it, man. Big game against West Ham going into London. Really confident. Some slight nerves. Not really about the team though, just about certain guys not being there. I do think we will get a result at
Yeah,
West Ham,
it's
which
all
should be
about the
exciting.
You know what's coming, Aaron? It's the pressure of the title. If this was
Yeah,
if this game, sorry about the noise. If this game was 4 months ago, we'd be like, yeah, 4-0 for us, 3-0 for us. We are still saying that. I'm saying 4-1, but it's just February's coming now. You know what I mean? As soon as if you're in a title race and it goes to January, then you start feeling it. Then February, I think March is the one that really hits you. That yeah, you know what? We're so bloody close. We're so close to this. And I felt in 13, 14. I felt it. When I felt that we were gonna do it was West Ham. Sorry, when we beat City at home. That was in
mm,
April, and I thought, wow, we might actually do this. You know what I mean? We beat Old Trafford. We went to United away and won 3-0. Went to West Ham away 1-2-1. Went to Spurs. Played Spurs at home 1-4-0. You know what I mean? It was just I think it was the last 14 games or last 14 games of that season. We won 12, drew one, and lost one. You know what I mean? So I think that actually guarantees the Premier League title this year. So if you can repeat that, that would be brilliant. But this is a different Liverpool team. It's a different team with a different mentality, a different steel in the defense. So I think we should be fine tonight, and I think we'll be back to winning ways. But as the games will start becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and it'll be so interesting to see how this team responds to it. And I think they'll be just fine.
And in closing, what do you think the best formation is for us to get the best out of our team against West Ham?
It's a difficult one, this because when if we look at the team, I know some fans on Twitter have been saying 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. You know what I mean? They're saying 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. But at the same time, should we really switch to 4-3-3 just because we draw one game to just because we draw one game to Leicester at Anfield? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Should we
I
really
agree.
be overreacting
Yeah,
so much in terms of changing formations already? Some people saying, yeah, we want to become unpredictable, so we can have a different formation, and that's true. But
yeah.
it's one draw, one game. I felt that the team didn't perform as well. The defense was poor. I mean, Leicester could have won that game, but I think four
I
three three.
know, and imagine
Yeah,
how we would have felt then.
if Damari Gray is unselfish, he slips it through to Madison and he makes it 2-1
That
right
guy is
there.
such a frustrating player because I think he has so much potential, but he's just
Yeah,
brain dead sometimes.
he
I
was
mean, I'm
just
glad he's brain dead, but I'm just like,
he's a bit
damn, bro, like, what
yeah.
are
I
you
mean,
doing?
he must be an annoying one to play, to manage, or he must be
Yeah,
annoying one to play with
man.
as well
Oh,
because he's yeah, everyone's got potential, but it's just the attitude, how you show it on the pitch, how you let people know how you're playing, and it's just the body language as well. You know what I mean? I mean, a chance to go 2-1 up at Anfield, and you're taking it on. It wasn't even like a 1-on-1 where he has a chance to shoot it. You know what I mean? It was just like I think whoever it was or Matip was covering him, and he just plays a lazy shot. But back on the question, 4-3-3. I think tonight would be a nice formation to play with Keita on the left, and I like Salah on the right because he's a different player. He can take on players. He's more direct down the right hand side. You know what I mean? Maybe Firmino's a false nine. And I want Keita on the left. But the thing is, the only problem with the 4-3-3 is if Fabinho plays in it, have we seen enough of Fabinho in a 4-3-3?
Yeah, but
As a
I think
six, the only time we've seen it was against Arsenal away at the Emirates, and I mean, yeah, he was poor in that match, but it was the second game, second Premier
yeah,
start. So,
I don't
but
really compare it to.
I haven't seen evidence for in me. I'm not saying I don't want to see it, but I haven't seen enough evidence for
No,
me
that's a good
to
show. That's a
suggest
good.
that will
I
happen.
hadn't even thought about that. That's a really good show. I hope that in the three he can be good, just kind of playing that holding six, maybe with Genie and Naby next to him or Hendo, whatever. Look, Fabinho to me has to be the consistent, almost like every game. Fabinho, I want to say Fabinho and Genie, but I think at least Fabinho has to be in the midfield for most of the games, if not the rest of the games in Premier League. He's that important. He's that essential. He's that good. And even when he comes on in games, you can see what we're missing. Just in 10, 15-minute spell, you can see what we've been missing all game when he comes. That's why I was kind of irritated he didn't start last game. I get Klopp trying to be careful with guys. I mean, if he's on the bench, clearly he can play. It didn't look like he was struggling with anything when he came on. So that kind of bothered me. I wanted to forget this Leicester thing, but I mean, some things like that kind of just bothered me. For the formation situation, I think it's not about being reactionary and saying, oh, let's change because of one game. But it does feel like in the 4-3-3, I mean, you bring up a good point about Fat. I didn't think about that. But I think for me, Shaqiri fits better in that 4-2-3-1. And I think Shaqiri should be a guy that comes off the bench in this game to give us a spot. Because, again, if we are in trouble, I don't want to see Lallana and Sturridge bring out saving grace. We can't have that.
We didn't have any options, did we, against Leicester? I mean,
Zero.
I don't think Keita, Shaqiri, Salah, Firmino, Mane all play if Fabinho's like 100%. I mean, he probably didn't play because he was 100% because he wasn't 100% fit. That's probably the only reason why. To be quite honest with you, and I think we probably have Shaqiri on the bench, or we probably have Naby Keita on the bench and Fabinho and Alden in a 2-man pivot. So I mean that's what probably would have happened against Leicester. Or Fabinho would have gone right back in Henderson with Wijnaldum. So we have to wait and see because, like you said, Shaqiri, we didn't have any options. You know, Shaqiri was on the pitch, Keita was on the pitch. We didn't have any options to bring off the bench. And this is why, again, you know, Chamberlain will be back in hopefully early March. He's not going to be after full speed anyway, is he? So it's not going to be like something that's going to... It might give us a little push. It might give us an option. Yes, it will. But I don't think we should rush him too much this season. Hopefully next season, under full pre-season, will be brilliant. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hate it when some fans say it's like a new... when Lallana will be like a new signing, or I hate that term, but Oxlade-Chamberlain literally will be.
Oh yeah,
like
no,
a new player coming.
it's fitting in some cases. I think
it's not fitting when Lallana's coming back because you know he's going to be injured again. I mean, Oxlade-Chamberlain had that injury where it could have happened to any player. Joe Gomez had an injury where it could have happened to any player. So you know, it was a tackle. It was for both players. There's a challenge. I mean, Adam Lallana's got muscle injuries left, right, and centre. So that's different. That's to do with his body himself, keep him fit.
Yeah.
But you know, we need to strengthen the summer again. That's what I'm saying. Let's win this Premier League, and that will just ease the pressure off all the players and Jurgen Klopp as well. You won't have that expectation, not expectation. You won't have that same pressure to deliver that title anymore. You know, we can go in the summer and start strengthening again because it's a myth that we've got this brilliant depth full of depth team because. You look on the bench. Who's gonna? We thought Shaqiri was gonna be a super sub, you know, and in some cases he is. But when Shaqiri plays and Naby Keita plays, who was on the bench? You know, who was on the bench on Wednesday to play? It was Daniel Sturridge, Adam Lallana, who's completely useless. Origi, you know what I mean? Sturridge, they just Camacho, you know. City yesterday played Sergio Aguero, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan in their team yesterday. And guess who they had on the bench? Gabriel Jesus. I don't really rate Jesus too much. I don't think I'm not a big fan of him, but he's still a good player. You know, he's better than all the options that we have. Gabriel Jesus, Leroy Sané, and Riyad Mahrez. that's their options. That's their super subs. Well, ours is Sturridge, Origi, and Adam Lallana. That's why we need to. That's why we need to invest in the summer again, because it's not. We haven't got enough depth in the team. We haven't got enough quality to change things around. We rely sometimes too much on Salah, Firmino, Mane, because when Mane's not in form, who's going to be there to give him a game off? No one.
Yeah, it's again. Me and James were talking about it before we got on, and it's amazing how much those front three have been able to stay fit in their
Yeah,
careers at Liverpool.
so
I
so
mean,
good.
really, hopefully that continues, because this has to be the season. This is it.
Yeah.
I want to kind of end with this great bit by Anfield Lord from the comment section. I think it's very true, and I think he said, I think Klopp has done a fantastic job to give the lads the confidence after the Champions League final defeat last year. That is, and it has to be commended. And I think going more on that it is big, because I think it would have been easy for Liverpool to just like, again, we've lost another
Yeah.
title under this manager, but yet we came out guns blazing from the first game to now. And I think while it's very easy for us to get down on ourselves and the team, and when we draw games against Leicester and whatever like that, we got to really keep everything in perspective. And this team has done amazing things so far this season. I feel like everything is pointing in the direction of us being successful. Definitely in the league, and maybe even the Champions League. Who knows? But
yeah,
it's time for us to really just stay confident, man. It's no point being pessimistic.
Yeah, like you said, and that's the difference, because when we went close to winning the title with Brendan Rodgers, in 2014.
But did we ever feel like? I mean, that was a different team. I don't know about you, but
No, exactly. That team was just if we won that league that year, it was just a complete fluke. Literally, I don't know how we would have won that. We were challenging for top four that season, weren't we? We were looking at it as top four, and up until January, we were literally 6 points off the top of the Premier League. We were fourth literally in January, and then we went and won 11 games or 12. Was it 11 games in a row? We won 11 or 12, 11 games in a row, and that just obviously 33 points added in a row. That would obviously put you in a title race. I mean, 50 goals conceded. That's like, I think that's more than what Klopp conceded in his first and second full seasons, so last year and the season before in the Premier League. That's awful. The amount of goals conceded, so much, and that is not a title winning team. But the difference is, when Suarez left that year, look at the difference now. Jurgen Klopp, look at the difference between the mentality of the two managers. Instead of building on instead of Rodgers saying, look, we're so close, let's build again, let's keep a stable top four club, or let's be in and around there all the time. And look what he did. He sold Suarez, lied to us, said it was 75 million, it's actually 65. Bought Markovic, he bought Ricky Lambert, he bought Mario Balotelli, he bought Adam Lallana, who's had one good year in his whole career at Liverpool, which is with 16-17 season with Klopp. He bought Dejan Lovren. Who else did you buy? He bought so many. He bought Adam Bogdan, all these players. What he bought, Alberto Moreno, a Manquillo. Look at all those players that he bought. It's incredible how they're not even average. Some of them are rubbish. Absolutely. Look at where Markovic is now. He robbed us literally for 5 years. He robbed us. And instead of Klopp went and bought Fabinho, Naby Keita, Alisson, and Shaqiri. We built on what we did in the Champions League final. He made us worse. Rodgers after the title challenge. He made us worse.
I mean, let's be honest. Rodgers didn't have, even you would think he would have to have such a good season, but he didn't have the pull that Klopp has. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that pull. I think what that players would have been. Oh, they got Brendan. No one was saying Brendan Rodgers is the manager of Liverpool. I want to go there. That's not his fault.
Anyway, he just made the wrong signings, Aaron. Because
that's so many wrong signings though. I mean, Joe Allen might have been the only signing that was actually decent. Other than that, there's no one else that was good, really. He
was buying players that was out of the identity of the club. He bought Mario Balotelli. He walked into Andy Carroll. He didn't buy him. He walked into Andy Carroll. He was a target man, and he wanted to play this style with this tiki-taka or whatever. I don't know what style he wanted to play, Brendan Rodgers. I don't know. Just attacking, you have go, I have go, basically. That's what Brendan Rodgers' style was as a manager. He had no tactical nous, to be honest with you. He walked in at Andy Carroll, got rid of him, didn't like him. He was a target man. He goes in against Mario Balotelli. You know what I mean? And he's not a proper target man, but he's like a big, tall one. He holds the ball up. A year later, he goes and gets Christian Benteke.
Oh my God!
He goes against Crystal. He wanted. You remember that year he was looking at strikers. He was looking at Baka, Rondon, and Benteke, wasn't it? It was three strikers that he was looking at, and he goes on. He signs Benteke. He says, "Yeah, he's good with his feet." I don't know what I don't know what he hasn't. Benteke's got no control at all. He's not got no technique on the ball. He was brilliant for Aston Villa, and that's about it. He was Aston Villa level, Crystal Palace level. He's not even Crystal Palace level anymore. You know what I mean? It's just the wrong signings, man. He hasn't got the pull as Jurgen Klopp, but you can buy players that fit your identity, that fit your style that fit your style of play. You know what I mean? He just didn't do that, and he was just this manager with players as poor. Suarez was bound to leave anyway. Raheem Sterling left. You know, the way he treated Steven Gerrard, because I guarantee you, Steven Gerrard would have been the clock in that 15-16 season. You know what I mean? If you would have 100% played, he wouldn't have. Steven Gerrard wouldn't have left Liverpool, but it was Brendan Rodgers pushing him out. I guarantee it. He pushed Jamie Carragher out. He pushed Steven Gerrard. He pushed all these players out because he didn't want leaders in his team. He wanted these weak mentality players like Simon Mignolet, Dejan Lovren, Alberto Moreno, who wouldn't say a single word in training. He wanted it to be all about him. He didn't want leaders to question his decisions. That's why he dropped Gerrard against Real Madrid. That's why he started dropping Gerrard later on in that season. Yeah, I mean, who are you telling me? Are you telling me? Whoever he was playing in that midfield or 3-4-3 was Sterling at wing back or Emre Can at centre back.
But see, that's where it always made me go mad when I used to hear people actually. I have nothing against Brendan Rodgers as a guy. I guess he's a nice dude. But when people were actually trying to compare him to Klopp and saying he was a better manager and saying
his record when Klopp was wins and losses and draws.
Yeah, that's all good and well. But I mean, come on, it's clear. It's clear who's a better manager. It's clear who the players respond to more. And because even Klopp had to come in with some of those players. He had to come in with Joe Allen, Benteke, Marie, all these guys, and look what he did. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, I think that's probably about it for us now. I just want us to stay confident, man. Especially and I said in the comments just now, especially for the people who are fortunate enough to go to the games every weekend. Right now, more than any time, the team really needs the fans, man. They really need the supporters.
The fans support is Leicester.
We got to switch that up, man. Especially if we really want this title, we got to be all one together. I mean, they don't.
Come on, man. I know we're desperate. We're desperate for this title. We're so desperate. But at the same time, we have to have this patience. As fans ourselves, we have to learn from 13-14. We have to learn from it as well as fans, our support. We need to back this team 100%. We can't just turn up in Champions League nights. We have to turn up against Fulham at home now. We have to turn up against Huddersfield at home because the level of importance is insane. And, it's May. I mean, 12th of May, we will know, have we won the Premier League? Have we lifted the title? Is Jurgen Klopp going to the Kop with a Premier League trophy in his hand? Or, the parade's going to be incredible. I mean, I hope if we do win this Premier League, you have to come down for that parade because it's going to be incredible down that there. I mean, we're going to have Klopp doing booms with a trophy, Alisson playing guitars, Firmino doing karate kicks. So all that will be incredible. We want this trophy so much. You know what I mean? We want it so much, and let's just work. 14 more finals to go. 14 more big finals, and let's keep.
That's how you gotta look at it. That's how you gotta look at it.
Win next one. Move to the next one. Win. Let's just one game at a time. Focus on it. Because if you look further on, all that's gonna happen is just gonna mix up your mind. Just focus on 90 minutes. I know it's cliche saying this and all that stuff, but like all these pundits or like we're saying right now, just 90 minutes. All you have to do is focus on that, and it'll be fine. If you just focus on your opponent and give 100%, we'll be fine in this. I think we'll win it because City are going to drop points. They're going to drop more and more points. They're going to become more and more desperate. So
I honestly believe that.
And I think, as you said, Pep's always been the one running away with the title. He's always been. I don't remember him having like a clear fight with the title. To be quite honest, Bayern you had the easy. City that year he had the easy because United the second was 81 points to United. That's poor, wasn't it? So you need the 82 points to basically win the title last year. This year it could be literally 95, 96. And you could be 96, 98 apparently. City could get 98 points and still not win the title. And that's just absolutely incredible. But as you said, let's focus on tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going 4-1. I think we're going to hit the 3 or 4-1. I thought 3-0 or 4-1. One of those results. But I couldn't care if it's 1-0 and it goes off Simon Mignolet off the bench. As long
I don't
as long
care,
as it's
man.
1-0,
Yeah,
as long as it's 3 points, as long as we're on 64 points, and I don't care how we get it. Salah can dive in the 95th minute, literally,
I'll
and
take
get
it
it. I
all.
don't care as long as it's 3 points in the bag now. We don't care how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully by halftime when we're talking in the group chat,
No
we're in
worries,
good
no worries, mate.
spirits. But thanks so much for joining. For James, Gary, and myself, we're gonna log off. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.